it like to pretend every day that you're not going to die? I've told you that one of the Buddhist teachings that I was exposed to was a teaching that there are two birds, one sitting on each of your shoulders. One of the birds on one of your shoulders is singing consistently the same lyrics to the same song. And what he sings over and over and over and over again is, you will live forever, you will live forever, you will live forever. The other little bird on the other shoulder sings its lyrics over and over and over, consistently and all the time. But the lyrics to its song are, one day you will die, one day you will die, one day you will die. My Buddhist master said that these two birds singing these songs are not in conflict with one another. The bird that's singing, you will live forever, his message is not being canceled out by the bird that's singing, one day you will die. He said that this bird is singing about your eternal divine self, the energy that you are, the unending spirit that you are, will never die. It will live forever. What this bird is reminding you of is that your eternal life is not bound to take place in this body. That you will lay this body down. So if there's anything you really want to do, if there's anyone you really want to be, while you're in this incarnation, you better get busy, baby, because time is running. There is no time to put off to tomorrow what your heart is instructing you to do today, or to stop doing today. You know, everybody's got their own part assignment. We're all operating in the same curriculum, which is to come to know there's only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life. But some of the details of my assignments that my heart gives me might be a little different from yours. Some of you are going to be called to speak up, and some of you are going to be required to shut up. You kind of know who you are. You hear your heart speaking. Either speak up, or shut up, Don't put off to tomorrow what is available for you today. Now, I read that passage about that guy asking his wife that question, and her response, like, what is it like for you, dude? Living every day pretending you're not going to die. Well, I read that some time ago, and then recently, about a month ago, I decided to go to Kripalu Yoga Institute in the Berkshires, and I got re-upped on Reiki Master level 2 or something, because I had become a Reiki Master 20 years ago, but I had gotten ticked off at my Reiki Master, who may be a master. I'd gotten really ticked off at her because well, I don't need to tell why. I do need to tell you that I let her off the hook, which was really me letting me off the hook. She's living in Texas, has no idea 20 years later, ooh, Carla still holds me at fault about what happened that day. She's just going on about her business, living her life. But here I am for 20 years going, she made me so mad, man, I'm not even going to use my ring. I wish I'd had another master, then I would use my Reiki. And really, for 20 years, the only time I've really even felt my Reiki coming out was when I hugged you guys. I feel it coming and pouring out of me. And I've had moments where I tried to pull it back. No. That woman is what put this in me. She made me mad. I don't want to use nothing she got. Just touch in the name of Jesus. I had Jesus before I had Reiki. I'll give Jesus. I let that woman off the hook. But let me tell you what's the most amazing thing that occurred for me while I was at Kripalu. The Reiki Master initiation was amazing, and the universe definitely gave me another female to do my initiation, and she was so indescribably wonderful. It was because she was so wonderful that made me realize, oh my God, I could forgive myself for not forgiving that woman 20 years ago. Because this woman lets me know it's the energy. It's not the person. It's the energy. One day at lunch, I overheard a woman talking to two young women. And this is what I heard her say. Because they were all saying, "How old are you again?" And she was like, 67, about to be 68. And they were like, "Get out of town. You look good." And I looked at her and went, "You cannot be no 67 looking like that." She was saying, no, seriously. I'm almost 68, and I know I look good. But the point is, I feel good. I get up every day, so happy to be alive. I'm rocking and rolling through life. And it doesn't even matter what curves and what doesn't curve. I'm just decided years ago that I'm just going to be a happy camper. And somebody said, "How did you get there, girl? What went down?" She said, "Well, my husband died." When she said that, I thought what y'all probably thought, which is that man was dragging her down and aging her, and finally he got out of the way. But no, she didn't let me or the two young ladies she was talking to rest in that kind of thought about her husband. She immediately said, "He was the love of my life. He was my most amazing cheerleader. He uplifted me. With that guy around, I thought I could do anything. He was so supportive of me that he was taking away time from his own support. And he got ill. And the doctors told him, if you want to live a few more months, these are the things you need to do. Get off salt. Stop eating pork. Get some exercise. Begin this diet. Start taking these pills. Do this, do that, do that." And she said, "You know, my husband refused to do any of it. And I tried to talk him into at least get off the salt, at least stop eating bacon, at least go outside for an hour a day, get some fresh air." And he wouldn't do any of it. And I began to get really upset with him because he wasn't doing what it took to stay alive longer with me. And one day I went off on him. I said, "I'm so mad at you. You got all this potential in you. All the things that you could do if you would just stay around and stick around and live long enough to do them. Don't you know what I see in you? And if you lay your body down, you will not have a chance to release the hidden splendor that God has put within us to be shined out. Today, right now." He looked at her and said, "My soul knows that my time is over. But let me spit back at you what you just spat at me. When are you going to start releasing the hidden splendor that lies within you? When are you going to start realizing the dreams, the hopes, the aspirations that you once had? When are you going to get up and stop being mediocre? Stop being ordinary and be extraordinary. When I get to the other side and I'm nothing but pure light and spirit, I'm going to shine on you and kick you out of bed and onto your feet and out the door to do something you were born to do." She said that was when I was 70. When I left his service, I said to myself, he was telling the truth. I am an idea whose time has come. We love looking at other people, advising other people to be amazing and magnificent, while we're not being. She said, I left his service. And the next day, I realized what I've always wanted to do since I was a little girl. I'm 70 now. And since I was 8 years old, I thought, wouldn't it be wonderful to be fluent in Spanish? So she said, I found a Spanish teacher. And the Spanish teacher informed me of something that a lot of people know, but a lot of people don't know. And that is, if you want to be open to learn something new, it is easier to learn 2 or 3 things at a time than it is to learn one. It's easier to learn Spanish and French and Italian at the same time than it is to learn any one of those languages independently, because you are cutting tracks in your brain, you are putting out synapses, and the brain gets excited when tracks start getting cut, and it becomes more and more open to take in more and more information and more newness of being. So she said, my Spanish teacher told us about that. He said, so while I teach you Spanish, I'm also going to begin teaching you yoga. And so here it is, and I'll skip to the end. Within 6 years, she has become a yoga master. She teaches inner city young women. She teaches them for free. She is not only fluent in Spanish, but she is also fluent in French, and she is also fluent in Italian, and she said she is halfway toward being fluent in Chinese. She has lost 64 pounds of weight. She looks awesome, she feels awesome, and if you hear her tell it, she is awesome. One of those girls said, "You are awesome," and she went, "I know. I give a workshop periodically in Massachusetts. It's called Thou Art a Radiant Being. And on the opening of our first evening together, I look at all of them and I say, you are awesome and amazing. And none of them can take it in. None of them ever go, I know. They go, oh God, I wish. You clearly don't know me. And I say, listen, we're not doing this workshop to make, I hope I am after this workshop. So, we didn't gather together this weekend to make you awesome and amazing. We came to affirm that you are awesome and amazing, and to encourage you to go on and let it out, to understand that today is the day, this is the weekend, this is the time, and this is the place for the great revelation of who you really are, in contrast to who you pretend to be. So that you become really alive every day. So that you become really, really convinced that what you read on that program is really, really true. So you know it. So you know it. And so that when a test comes along, or a trial comes along, or a tribulation comes along, or someone you care about lies to you, cheats on you, or leaves you, you don't get rocked. You get reminded. Greater is the power that is within me than what's going on here in this little passing situation. I have the capacity within me to use anything that ever happens to me to be wonderful. Many of you know that I was abused, molested when I was a kid, starting at 7 years old. Lasted for about 5 years. There were 6 or 7 people involved. And you know, I think some of you, that when that started happening, I started peeing in the bed. I didn't know that's why I started peeing in the bed. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Mom and Dad, my brother, my sisters, they all started teasing me and laughing at me, my brother and my sisters. Oh, Carly peed in the bed. We thought it was a one-time thing, and then it kept happening.